Good afternoon, and sorry about any delay in getting started today, but we're just a little longer than I thought getting logged on here. Our class this week is CAD Pattern Making, SD 205. This is to cover week 2 in this class. And I'd actually like to step back and make mention of last week. There was a wiki posted for the week for researching software companies online and looking at what their products are to offer and some other criteria. Not everyone has submitted to this wiki. Each one of you are supposed to, then that way we can see and compare some of the different things you've been looking at. Please summarize your findings in your own words. Do not just copy and paste straight off of the web page. And each time you do make an entry, put your name and your company's name, maybe even boldface that, make the font larger, and then input your researching information underneath that section. If you go back to add more, you can just go into your section, click in there, hit return, and continue to add in that section. If you have not already started, please start with putting your name of the CAD pattern making software on that page first. That way we don't get any duplicates and you don't spend a lot of time, looking up a company. Go make sure somebody else hasn't already begun working on that company. Now I will say I was a little disappointed that I don't have very much participation in this area. It was really about the only assignment you had for week 1, other than the vocabulary words to look up. I covered a majority of that vocabulary in my 2 videos posted in the first topic for the week, and the rest of the vocabulary from that list could have been found when you read on the pages for these different software companies. It's very universal language for CAD, and you could have found it there. This was all supposed to be due Saturday. Not much of it was done at all. I will give you 1 week extension, but I can't give you full credit for that. It will still be considered late because it did not get in week 1. I was trying to make sure that this class was not super overloaded for you. I know your last class was very, very busy. We are also into our holiday season. I want to try and keep week 3 a little light, but I really don't want everything rolling over. I too would like to enjoy my holidays and not be having to continually following up to see for late submissions and things. All right, let's move on though for topics for week 2. You are going to demo a CAD pattern making software system. You will be able to get a 30-day free trial for that. And in this, we're going to focus on taking measurements to create a measure table. That way this system will automatically set up the basic bodice sloper to the measurements you put in to the measurement table. I will give you 2 options here. You can either use the dress form that you received as part of your kit. Not all of you have the dress form because some of you actually started as an on-ground student and not a distance learning one, so there was discrepancy there with the transition in the programs. So the other option is to actually use your personal measurements. Even if you have a dress form and you want to use your personal measurements, that is okay. You probably will need someone to help you take those measurements though, because in some cases you're not going to be able to measure distances across your back. So you're going to have to create that. And loading the basic bodice pattern that comes with your demo using the measure table you created, whether it's from the dress form measurements or from your personal measurements. And then I will outline some assignments for editing the bodice pattern. All right, to get started for this part, this is all also on My Course Connection that you can read through. You will need to go to patternmaker.com, download the basic viewer, and once you have done that, you can select to try a fully functional demo of the Professional Studio package. They'll offer a few other packages like grading and marking. I'm not going to get into that at this time. We're going to stick with the Professional Studio package. They will send you via email a serial number that you will use to register your 30-day free demo. Follow the instructions that the email provides. It is very important that you read it carefully because it tells you if you're clicking the left mouse or the right mouse button to set up your registers on this and unlock your demo. I also suggest too that you begin to read through the Quick Start Manual. I actually printed one off. That way, for me, I am old school. I like to look at a book in front of me and follow along with that. It helps you get started and gives you a little bit of an overview in the program. You have to be very aware of when you need to click the mouse, left click or right click, or if you will click, hold, and drag in certain instances. So it walks you through that interface with their system. Now our assignments this week, you have your typical written lecture summary and your forum discussion. Each of those are due respectively Tuesday for the summary, Friday for the forum discussion. There will be a quiz posted. This will be, I'll try and open it Friday, have it open through Saturday. I may shift that off a little bit later like I did this last weekend, Saturday to Sunday. Part of that was just seeing you're all logging on and what was getting looked at. You will need to take your measurements and create a measurement table in Pattern Maker. We will manipulate one of the pre-built bodice patterns in their system. And some of the things we will look at utilizing tools in the system to remove our back shoulder dart, shorten the sleeve, add a button extension to center front bodice, and add seam allowances. I may take a look at adding a collar and this week, or extending our due date plan for Saturday. But if I add one more manipulation to this, I may extend that all up until about Tuesday of the following week, because I know with the holidays everybody's going to be busy, and so therefore information may be on week 2 that would actually roll into being due on week 3, so we keep week 3 a little light through the holiday season. I still need you to log on during week 3 so that we don't have you lost out of the system as being inactive. This can affect any financial aid that you have. Now, back to this program that we're using. Utilize the manuals that accompany the program. This is my first time through this program, and so I'm just trying to stay a couple steps ahead of you, trying things out myself so that I can basically give you directions throughout assignments and be able to answer questions if you've got them as you're working on things. If you need to, let's use FaceTime or Google Hangouts if we're needing to kind of be hands-on with what we might be doing, looking at, and things. But like I said, utilizing those manuals really helps because that's the same book I'm looking at. All right, and as usual, to get your attendance credit, please be sure that you watch the live lecture or the recorded version, post a written summary of that lecture in the link on My Course Connection by Tuesday night, and take part in the forum discussion each week by Friday. If you don't meet these deadlines, you won't receive the attendance points for them. I will still log you onto the system or look at the fact that you have logged on so you don't lose out on being a completely absent student, but you will not earn the points if you do not meet these deadlines. All right, that's it that I have for you now. Unfortunately, through this, I cannot log on and take you through a walkthrough of parts of the program just yet. I will have to save that for a different type of way of recording those, and I'm going to get started on that as soon as I log off here and take a look at some of the different tasks and get this one posted up on my course connection for you. Take it easy, but get your work done. Just trying to think of any other words of encouragement. If you all hadn't noticed, after this class, you only have 2 more classes in your fashion program. If some of you all are going on to the AOS, the business side of the whole associates program. That may be coming up for you as well. And I'll tell you what, that business plan that you just did will come in handy for a business class. That is one of the classes that you take there. Otherwise, do please make sure you set aside the time each week for this class. Remember, I am trying to also provide you as good, as great a delivery of information as I do all of our online students. Everyone is entitled to being able to have that access. But remember, our on-ground students physically are here for 20 hours a week. Therefore, if I'm giving you the same information and asking for the same assignments, you should probably be looking at your schedule and seeing that you are putting in 20 hours a week, because that's what it would probably take to get it done. In some cases, you are able to spread it out over much more days. They have to do it within 4 days. You get a full 6, I think it is, to work with that. But keep that in consideration when you're trying to fit in 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. It's going to be better if you can block out a whole hour, especially with working with this program, because at first, moving around and maneuvering through it, just learning how it reacts to your mouse clicks takes a little while, but once you've done it a time or 2, then you'll be fine. You will be able to save your files in it, and we may have to do a test to see if you email the file to me and I just open it and can take a look there, or if we may have to do screenshots to see what you've done. I'll let you know by posting that on my course connection. At this point, I don't have anybody here to ask me any questions, so I am going to wrap this up and sign off. Thank you. Have a good day.